Earlier this week, Zero Vision announced that a new limited series, Life of Kylie, would debut this summer on the E! Network. A spin-off of the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the 8-episode series will focus on the youngest sibling in the Kardashian-Jenner family, the makeup entrepreneur Kylie Jenner. The 19-year-old mogul will be opening up the doors of her exclusive domain and giving fans a behind-the-scenes glimpse into her extraordinary life, E! Online reported. Kylie is the latest in a long line of K.U.W.T.K offshoots, which has included smartphone apps and games, clothing brands, perfumes, Instagram sponsorships, paid nightclub appearances, and even novels. This whole universe of products orbits around the original show, which, since 2007, has documented the lives of the Kardashian-Jenners, the so-called momager Kris Jenner, who was married to the late lawyer and O.J. Simpson confidant Robert Kardashian, her children with Kardashian, Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Rob, her now ex-spouse, the Olympian and motivational speaker Caitlyn Jenner, who, before her recent transition, went by Bruce, and their two daughters, Kendall and Kylie. With hard-working professionalism, a canniness that has often tipped into a kind of genius, remarkable psychological resilience, and a willingness to share almost any facet of their lives, the Kardashian-Jenners have become the first family of American reality TV, and emblems of the present-day zeitgeist. Kardashian Kremlinologists will not be surprised that it is Kylie, rather than her older sister Kendall, whose inner sanctum we will soon be allowed to glimpse. Kendall might have had her first high-profile public relations crisis last week. A Pepsi ad she appeared in drew immediate derision from critics for its inept co-option of protest culture, and was pulled less than 24 hours after its release. But the Kardashian-Jenner family's second youngest member has, until recently, maintained a curious remove from the earthy theatrics of her kin. This, paradoxically, has made her more interesting to watch. Kendall and Kylie started out on K.U.W.T.K, at ages 11 and 10, respectively. They spent the brief pre-sexualized haven of their early teen years supplying light-hearted, slapsticky shenanigans meant to contrast with their older siblings' more consistently dramatic storylines. On a rerun of an early episode that I caught recently on a plane, the B-plot centered on the youngest sisters accidentally staining Kris's expensive rug with pasta sauce and attempting to scrub it in the style of the hijinks on I Love Lucy with an unwieldy rented steam cleaner. In recent years, however, the ever more robust personal brands of the two sisters have diverged, as if providing two models for how celebrity might be endured. Kylie's entree into young womanhood has entailed high-stakes conflict and conjecture, taken on with the voluptuous élan of a social media Vargas girl. Explosive of curves and pillowy of lips, she has been precociously dating the rapper Tyga, whose son's mother, Blac Chyna, in a Greek tragedy in the San Fernando Valley twist, recently gave birth to a daughter with Kylie's own half-brother, Rob Kardashian. Kendall, by contrast, has had a more low-key presence and conventional narrative arc, focused on her continuing rise as a model. Despite her involvement in the fashion world, she is the self-professed tomboy of the family and has often reacted with discomfiture to her sister's performance of flamboyant femininity. On an early K.U.W.T.K episode, while her older sister Khloe, with Kylie as her assistant, loudly explained the mechanics of pads and tampons, Kendall responded by squirming silently, her little face quizzically scrunched up between whose constant exposure on television had not eased her palpable reluctance to be watched. In a much later episode, from 2015, Kendall, now already a top model walking the shows in Paris, told Kris that she didn't want her to come to Fashion Week. "This is my time to get away from home," she explained over dinner at hotel costs, crunching down on a bread crust. "You're way too fucking needy," Mom. This, on the one hand, reads like a teenager's expected plea for some space, but it is also, perhaps, a reaction to the life Kendall has lived since she was a child. Stop following me, she seems to say, and not just to her mother. Stop making everything into a plotline. In this way, Kendall bears some similarities to the reality television refusniks of the recent past, such as Amy Osbourne, who chose not to participate in the mid-aughts MTV show documenting the family life of her parents, Ozzy and Sharon, and her camera-hungry younger siblings, Jack and Kelly. Rob Kardashian, who was depressed and reclusive prior to his relationship with Blac Chyna, also shunned the K.U.W.T.K cameras completely for several seasons, emerging only very occasionally on late-night fast food runs, where he would be captured, Yeti-like, by ravening paparazzi. And yet, unlike them, Kendall has chosen to remain consistently in the spotlight on the show, on magazine covers, on international runways. As one of the so-called instagiral models of the moment, she seems to be aware of the utility of her own evasiveness. In a recent blog post on her website and app, which costs $24.99 to access annually, she explained that she is shyer than her sisters, who are much louder than her. When I think something, I don't usually say it, which is fine, she added. In a video on the Vogue website last year, when an interviewer asked what her secret was, Kendall responded reflexively, "If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore." Her defining quality is a commitment to providing, for near constant consumption, a personality that, whether intentionally or intuitively, refuses to be fully consumed. It's easy to understand why Pepsi took Kendall for the ideal spokeswoman and why Kendall herself has declined to comment on the fallout of the commercial. But perhaps it would be wrong to view Pepsi and Kendall as possessing the same kind of opportunism. The Kardashians have taught us that any and every experience can be, and frequently is, monetized and offered up for consumption. But we have also learned that these experiences can often also tell us something authentic, and occasionally meaningful, about how people interact, think, and feel in late capitalism. A reality star since she was a child in a country now led by a reality star, Kendall could likely tell us a thing or two about American life in the current moment if only she would speak. Yeah.